So, welcome everyone. My name is Becky,
And I am Larry.
and we're super excited to have you here with us today to go over the amazing opportunity for doTERRA and the world of network marketing. And we're going to start a little bit by, if I can change the screen here, talking a little bit about us. We started doTERRA back in 2013 in June, right at the end of the month in 2013, and it has been a life-changing experience. And I never ever thought that I would be doing network marketing. We owned our own print shop for 28 years. It was a very successful shop. We did really well. I loved doing graphic design. I loved helping people start their businesses, and it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And the problem with running your own print shop is that I was very stressed out,
Comes with a lot of stress.
always behind the eight ball, deadline stresses, machine breakdowns, and it was not very kind to my health. And I always struggled with stomach issues, with food allergies, and I didn't know it. And a girlfriend was wise enough to bring in a little bottle of essential oil called Digest Zen. And she said, Becky, with your stomach issues, maybe try this. And so I rubbed some on my stomach, and the rest is history. We worked with doTERRA on and off because we were running our print shop. I shared the oils maybe once a week with hosting a class at the
Mhm.
business. And sometimes I was too busy with the print shop to pay attention with doTERRA, and other times it was just an amazing experience to really make a difference for people. And so today in this class, we're going to go over what is direct marketing? Why would anybody consider direct marketing? Look at what doTERRA is such as an incredible opportunity. And did you want to go over some of this, Larry?
Well, yeah, it is such an incredible opportunity because you can go as fast as you want. And it is such, once you get introduced to the oils, we found it very easy to share the oils. And so today we're going to discuss the actual work of a doTERRA wellness advocate. And you're going to get to take a look at what you can achieve based on how many hours you want to give it a week. And then you'll see the incredible support system that doTERRA has created and made it so simple for us as wellness advocates to follow and really to build your business as quickly as you want to. And so, let's get into it and explore all these steps.
Wonderful. When we owned our print shop, we had to purchase the building. We had to remodel the building, purchase the signs, purchase the equipment, hire employees, design the logo, do my marketing. I mean, there was so many things as owning a print shop, and that was a traditional kind of business, brick and mortar business. And and we hired employees, they would quit, and it wasn't really a long game for them. And when I look back as being an employee working for other businesses, like I was making them rich. I was an employee, I was making other people who own the business rich. And I could see some of that working in our industry, though we paid our employees really well. It was still a struggle for them to make ends meet from time to time. Here in our area, it's very expensive. And and one of my employees, she wanted to buy our business, like, and I wouldn't sell it to her. I mean, there was no advancement for her and earnings for her unless she did go out and start her own business or find something different. And that was really frustrating for her too. She loved doing and she loved working with us and stuff, but it was really, she was limited. There was no more advancement for her. And there was also limited time freedom. She had to come in and work from our hours. Sometimes we had rush jobs or projects that took a lot more hours than the regular 8 hours a day kind of conversation. And she couldn't just take off time to go do things that she wanted to do very easily and build, again, she was building our dreams, and we were able to make a good living, but we were also tapped out. Like unless we were going to do a franchise or do other things, that was something that we really couldn't
Yeah,
grow
it
into.
was just, every detail, day to day, week to week, month to month, it fell on us. So we had to put those hours in. And, we worked 6 days a week, sometimes 12 to 15 hours a day, just operating that business to keep it at a certain level. Um, but to get it beyond that level, I mean, we would have to work more hours.
Yeah, definitely. And, people would come into my business and they would say, Becky, you should do network marketing with us. We need you as a business builder. And I'm like, get away. I didn't understand the direct selling model. I didn't understand what was going on. And I probably passed away a lot of opportunities, right? Because it is a true residual income. Now, we sold our business back in January of 2020, right before the pandemic. And it was an incredible opportunity to sell the business and for Larry, to retire. And I still have a few years ahead of me to before I can retire. And so I thought I would do direct marketing. I thought I would jump into doTERRA full time because of the residual income. Our goal is to build up our business so that that way it's going to be always producing an income for us. There are no limits and advancements on earnings. So I know people, Suzanne's son, for example, he is a double diamond. Is that right? Is he a double blue diamond yet?
Double diamond, no,
Double
double.
diamond. Yeah, and he's a founder in Brazil, and he's just been a go, go, go. But he has such an amazing, incredible foundation for his finances for his future. Um, there's also freedom to choose your schedule. Now, of course, running and starting and being your own business owner of your business with doTERRA, you can choose your schedule any way you want to. And if you want to grow and jump up and be like Matt or be like Suzanne and me, you're going to want to put in more time and know that in the beginning, it's going to take more time to get that foundation put together. But know that you're building your dreams. I don't want to tell you that you just joined doTERRA and you're going to have this instant success. There's a structure and a model that we do here that I'm going to go over with you so that you can understand what the time investment is and how you can actually make it successful. So I want to ask you, where are you now? And what are you doing now? And where would you like to be? Where are your goals in your life? Like if you want to get your kids through college, or if you want to be able to travel around the world, what are your dreams and goals compared to what you're doing now? So why doTERRA as a business model?
Well, the one great thing about doTERRA is that it's like a complete wellness company, a holistic wellness company. It addresses like global health and financial crises. It has a culture of collaboration and not competition. That's what I love about it. It's got meeting people who have introduced you to the oils and just the friendships that you develop in the way that they help you and lead you and help you build your own business. So that's the thing that's so wonderful about doTERRA. And it also has a culture of giving because it has a global impact. We understand about where the oils come from and the impact that that has for the farmers, the growers, the people who distill the oils and how it gets to doTERRA. So we understand the process and how that all works. And the wonderful thing about the essential oils is the retention rate is once we started our business that we saw that people kept ordering. It has a 75% retention rate, and that's compared to other network marketing or direct selling companies that only average 10 to 12%. So you can see how incredible that is. And doTERRA pays out 48% in commissions, and that's the highest in the industry. And the other thing is that it's still privately owned by the seven wonderful founders who started this business, and they care about us as wellness advocates.
I just want to reemphasize that 48% in on compensation.
Yeah.
Like that is a big deal. And when we go through the compensation, we're just going to lightly touch on all of that because there's some really great bonuses and things that they've just added. We just got a raise, if you will. So that's incredible to think about that raise. And I've done a lot of studies and stuff since I've been doing doTERRA full time regarding other companies. And when we think about a lot of other companies work on, oh, they say the products work, or or they do all these things, but truly, doTERRA's products do really work, and we can lead with the product, and we can lead with knowing that the doTERRA has our back with the quality assurance.
Yeah.
And so,
And
yeah.
it's just the incredible opportunity with all those things, in consideration, what you can do and what you can earn.
Yeah. So as we go through, I just added this slide because I thought it was really pretty exciting. When I was doing my research regarding doTERRA, I wanted to know more about the company, and they were founded in May of 2008. And I remember the gal who shared this with me, the doTERRA was kind of a new company. And in reality, they have the founders really are smart on what to do with network marketing. So we'll share with them in a minute here. But the India market officially opened in May of 2022. And the reason why we wanted to bring that up is that we're still super new in India. And you're at the foundation of building a business in India. And I know our name is really recognized. A lot of people have heard of doTERRA, but maybe they don't understand what this product is and they would like to know more about it. Our headquarters in India is going to be in Bangalore. They're moving right now. So from Mumbai to Bangalore, as they outgrew their space and they wanted to put the distribution center and have a bigger conference room and stuff all in one building. So they're moving to this location. We're super excited about it. And if you're close to that, you can stop by and say hi, probably in another month or so, because they're still building out some of the office spaces. Here's a quick look at who the founders are with doTERRA. And just a quick look here, I'm not planning on going through each person here, even though I could spend an hour with each one because of their detail and their breadth of information and education that they have and knowledge. Collectively, it's an incredible amount of knowledge. They've come from other network marketing companies. They know how to design products. They know what works. They know the marketing. They know the global reach. They know how to source the products. And it's just an incredible team here.
And they saw the incredible power of just pure essential oils and providing them out
You
to
know,
the
and
public.
yeah, and when I researched other companies, usually it's just like one business owner, one person there and this is seven. So that's really they have meetings all the time, and it's just really going through and looking at the planning for the future. And they've always been right. I've always been so surprised on how they come out right before we need a product, like when the global pandemic happened, or they came out with lots of nice products for us to be able to use for the pandemic, and they came out with an emotion oil, which was important too for the changes of times. And I remember talking to somebody, what we're never going to be the same after the pandemic, and that is so much true. And that is another reason why joining doTERRA and doing this as a business is being able to have our reach and breadth of the medical industry and making an impact for people's lives and their health.
Yeah.
And again, we're across the globe. And so I thought it'd be really interesting to show you our breadth of like how we've reached all over the world, and we still have countries to reach, right? So we're growing. And what I really love about the founders is that they're doing it sustainably. I've had people ask if they're growing too fast or something. And one of the really cool things that they're doing where we source frankincense is they're actually doing a reforestation project for frankincense. And Larry and I got to go to the island of Hawaii, which is our 50th state in the United States. And that's where we source our sandalwood trees. And we got to do a free reforestation project of replanting over, what was it, 16,000 trees or something like that.
It was incredible, but it was so much fun. And it was really like, hands in the ground, understanding how these oils are supplied to us.
And you get to have an opportunity to travel. If you decide to do the business, there's opportunities for you to travel to different areas across India and globally if you make different ranks and different things to as an incentive trip. And so far, many of our team members have traveled to Nepal and to Sri Lanka. Nepal is where we source wintergreen, and Sri Lanka is where we source cinnamon. And there's some turmeric is like in the Mumbai region. And we have lots of different oils that we source all over India. So lots of great opportunities there to be able to travel more than you would like we did when we ran our print shop. I think
Yeah,
we only really took two vacations, right?
not very many.
In the 28 years. So, um, and I thought this was another good slide to share with you because I really want you to understand why doTERRA. And this is a slide that I took from leadership back in the day. It was 2021, I believe. And I know that they probably have updated this, but I couldn't find the slide. And but you can see with all of the direct selling companies that doTERRA, only being about 18 years old, is number 8 globally in the sales of direct marketing with in the industry.
Yeah, when I look at that list, I look at doTERRA and I look at the other companies and I said, doTERRA is probably the youngest company on that list. And you can see how fast we've grown and how many markets that we are in and how people are just, once they're introduced to the oils, how they gravitate to them and why we have such an incredible retention rate.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So again, I'm going to just share a little bit about my journey. And with the stress of the print shop, I was super sick. Like I was not sleeping at night. I had major stomach issues. And, I didn't believe what Cindy had to share with me. I thought, oh, this is crazy. How could a little bottle of oil help me? None of the doctors were able to help me. I've been going to doctors my whole life, really. I was diagnosed with ulcers in the 3rd grade and I was always struggling with stomach issues. And one day, a doctor told me that I should go to a psychiatrist because he said I was making it up. And I was done. Like, I was so mad at the medical industry, like, so frustrated that they're supposed to be so smart about our health and they know nothing about nutrition. And so, when I learned that doTERRA had their own supplements and had their own products that were really effective, then I really poked my head up and started paying attention. And Cindy said, Becky, host a class. And Suzanne happened to be in town that weekend. And so she came over and hosted my class right here in this room. I had 11 guests, and all 11 signed up eventually. Maybe not that day, but I had a big number that day. And I'm like, that made me notice. Like we were just reaching with the crash of our economy in 2008. We had still been struggling in our business all the way up to 2013. We were still having a hard time kind of keeping things moving forward. And I really felt welcomed with the culture of doTERRA. I really felt like people in doTERRA really cared about me and they were honest. They weren't going to rip me off. There was no um, crazy stuff happening. And it was just really just welcoming. And I felt the love of people at doTERRA. And she invited me to come to a conference. So I went to the doTERRA convention in Utah. And wow, it was just an incredible experience. I really got to see the culture of doTERRA, feel the vibes, feel the energy, learn more about the products and all that. And it was just a life-changing experience for me. And when I talk about the effectiveness of the oils, I can't tell you enough. Like it's even hard, when you're telling somebody these really work. Yeah, right. But truly, it changed my life, and I can speak from my heart, really sharing with people that how an impact that these oils made for me. I was in a bad way. I was super depressed, and when I recognized what that doctor told me, and when I was sharing with other people how many other people were having the same results from their medical system and not getting healthier. They were on tons of medications and their health was declining, that this had to stop. This has to stop. And I am very passionate about making an impact with our essential oils because they work. And I want to stop people from struggling with their health. And so here we are selling these oils globally and meeting so many beautiful neat people like in India, and we even went to Africa, and just it's just been an incredible experience. So we jumped in and took that leap of faith. We sold our print shop, and we were so lucky. I believe God was really looking out for us. We sold it right at January of 2020, 1 month before the pandemic happened. and right in time for us to be able to share these oils globally so people can
Mhm.
protect themselves, have the immune system built up, and work on their health and have solutions that really do work. And so when we decided to build this business, we really decided to go ahead in and make a difference. So the doTERRA's culture is really something that I want to share with you because it's different. You know, I hear it all over, and there was some chat in the leaders group about this just recently, where so many people don't believe in the network marketing culture. And sure, there's a lot of crazy people out there cheating people and not doing the right way. And I want to just tell you that doTERRA has a proven system leading with people first, leading with people first, leading with their health concerns, leading with sharing with them with the products, just like I experienced, learning how that oil really helped me. And then I started looking at more of the products that doTERRA offered. And oh my goodness, this is amazing. Then I hosted a class, and then I really started thinking about the business. When you lead with the business first, it's really a turnoff. It just really just is a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And that is what a lot of other network marketing companies do, is because they don't have a product that works. They don't have a product, and they don't have a company that really has their back. And I really feel that a lot of people who come into the doTERRA industry, they think that they can become filthy rich first by cheating people. And I'm going to say, don't even bother. There's no space for that here. And I'm upfront. I'm going to tell you that we are looking for honest, good people who really want to make an impact and difference for people, and leading with your heart, leading with your love for people, and making an impact. So.
And that's why sharing the oils is just so simple. And that's what worked. That's what got us introduced to the oils. And that's how we introduced other people to the oils. And I know we've talked a lot about, the business we were in, but creating a business system was very difficult. And when we started learning about, being wellness advocates and how do we build this business, doTERRA has this incredible method, so simple to build your business as quickly as you want. And it's called, the acronym for it is PIPES. And the first letter in pipes stands for prepare. So you use the products, and you prepare your names list. Who can I share these oils with and maybe invite to a class? And so that's what the second letter in pipes stands for, is the I stands for invite. So you're just going to simply invite people to learn about the oils and how they may help them with an issue they might have. And then you go on to the next letter in the word pipes is P, and that's for present. And that's where we really got introduced to it, because the person that introduced us to the oils just said, "Hey, create a class." And that's where Suzanne showed up and Cindy, and they taught the class. And then we learned how to do the class. The second time we had a class, we taught part of it, and Cindy and our other leaders taught the other part. And then you can go on and learn how to enroll people and then how to support them. So that's such an incredible, method, and an easy way to build your business.
And you may be asking yourself, well, what the heck? What is PIPES? Why is this acronym there?
Yeah.
So I'm going to share with you a little bit about why a pipeline. This is creating a pipeline, right? And when we think about, there's a story of a villager back in the day. He would walk miles, kilometers to a stream, and take some buckets with him and fill up the buckets with water. And then he would walk back to the village and sell the water. Now, business was really great, right? Everybody needs water. So he was going back and forth. Now, the more trips he took, the more sales he made. The more time he put into the effort of making his business work, the more sales he made. One day, he realized that if he fell and broke his leg, he would have no business. So he decided to start digging a ditch. Every time he would go to the stream, he would take a shovel and lay it there and dig a little bit of a ditch and lay a pipe. The next trip he took, he dug a little bit of a ditch and he'd lay a pipe. Eventually, he was able to get that pipe all the way to the village where he could turn on the spigot and actually have free flowing water continuously. And business was really good then. And so that means that he didn't have to walk to the stream and get water. So we've done that here. This is laying the pipes. This is laying your process of building your business so that you can get that income stream. Now, it takes a little bit of time at first. You're spending a lot of time finding people, preparing and inviting, and then maybe you get an enrollment, right? And we're looking to, keep consistent, keep doing this every week. And you'll find that that's what we're doing. When we go to the next steps here, we have simplified the version for you where what you need to focus on is preparing, getting your names list together, scheduling classes and whatnot. And then you invite them, share oil samples, talk to people, and invite them to these calls. So we are having these calls. We do an introduction class to the essential oils, and then we also do the business class. And then basically what we're trying to do is speed things up for you so that that way you can be busy doing the efforts that really truly make a difference of finding people and sharing the oils and then enrolling them. And so we hope that this is going to be helpful for you. We know it has been very successful. And what's really great is like I want to go back and talk about the culture of doTERRA. So we have many people here on this call from different teams, and we cross train. We don't care which team you're on. We're here to support you. That is the doTERRA culture. We want to work together. We want everyone to be successful. And we know that in India, there's no reason for competition, right? What is it, 3.4 billion? I mean, I don't remember what the number is, 1.3 billion. Suzanne, how many are people in India?
I don't know.
It's so many people I can't even count. But
1.4 billion, but
yeah, 1.4 billion. And India is the largest country in the world. And we know I've seen so many people come to my calls with cancer, with health issues. I mean, we can go on, the list is huge, right? And we just have so many people to reach and make a huge difference with their health. Now, let's get down to business and talk a little bit about what that 48% of doTERRA's commissionable volume is. So every oil that's sold, they take 48% of that goes to paying out commissions. Now it's broken down into different structures. So we have this structure here, and then the bonus structure. And so commissions were paid out in the sharing bonus. So when you first enroll somebody into doTERRA, then you get a bigger commission on that for the first 60 days. And then we have a structure of how many levels you get paid on, and that's continually every month. And then we have retail profits. So you can sell the oils retail, like if you have a friend down the street who wants to come and buy a peppermint oil from you and whatnot, that's available. And then we have bonuses that are based on how you build your team. So the power of three structure, we have bonus systems, what are called leadership pools. And that is just like when you get to different ranks, you get more shares of the company and whatnot. And then there's also the Founders Club. And the Founders Club is why we're here, is that we want to be able to become founders in India. And we want, right, Suzanne, we want everybody on our teams to be the first up there to get the foundership positions, which I'll go over in more detail here in a minute. Here is basically some approximate earning potential with doTERRA. And it all depends on how you build your teams, how much you're enrolling, and if you're meeting the boosting benefits and so on. And so this is something to give you a guide to reach for. Now, sometimes as we start building our business, elite is what's going to be called the first, the core rank. We call that the core rank within doTERRA, and that is when you're going to have a volume of 3,000 OV or PV, which is product volume. And that is where the doTERRA business is based on, is PV. Because in the United States or in Europe or in Australia or wherever across the globe, we all have different currency value amounts. And so doTERRA created a PV, which stands for product volume, which is going to be consistent and equal throughout all the countries. So 3,000 PV is what your team volume is, how many people you brought to doTERRA, and how many people are ordering every month. And it's based on this loyalty reward program. And so you can earn approximately 30,000 to 40,000 Indian rupees per month if you are meeting a lot of these goals. Now, when you first reach that rank, you may have less people that helped you get to 3,000. And then as you're getting and building up to the premier rank, you'll probably earn a little bit more money. That's right, there's a range there. Now, Premier is having two leaders underneath you that are doing 2,000 volume each. And then you have some extra on your whole team that's going to give you 5,000 total team volume. You can earn anywhere from like 70,000 Indian rupees to 100,000 Indian rupees per month. And then getting to a silver rank, you're going to have three elites underneath you. So each elite, remember we said is 3,000 volume. So you're going to have silver, you're having three leaders that are going to have 3,000 volume on you. So what happens, Premier is the first like leadership rank because you're going to have two leaders underneath you that are building their teams. And what's really cool about the structure of doTERRA is you as a leader here are supporting your team leaders below you and helping them grow their business, and then they do the same. And that is where the duplication process happens. Because to get to gold, you're going to have three premiers. And remember, premiers have two executives underneath them. So that is basically the structure of how the doTERRA business builds. And you're not competing against each other. It's just a real huge benefit if you enroll somebody as you're getting your structure going, you can put them on your team members' teams and help them get up to those ranks so that you can grow. So gold happens to be a valuable, really prized rank, and I will explain that here in a minute. But as you can see, we go up to platinum where it's three silvers, diamond is four silvers, blue diamond is five golds, presidential diamond is six platinums. And you can see at the very top is the presidential diamond. But guess what? That isn't the last rank. You can actually, doTERRA, if you reach presidential diamond and you're sustaining that rank for a period of time, you can start growing a whole nother business and starting a second business and growing that up. And Suzanne's son, he is a double diamond. So he's reached one team all the way to presidential diamond, and he's growing his next team, and he's at diamond level on a second team. And so this is just an incredible thing when you think about how much money you could be making with one team and then how much you could be making here with the presidential diamond. I'm just telling you that there's no limit here with doTERRA. I'm sure you probably could get three teams going, and it's really super exciting to know that you can be a top leader there. Now, a lot of people say, well, Becky, how long does it take to get there? And I'm telling you, I've had a team member on my team in India get to gold very quickly. I had one get there, I'm going to say within about, how fast did Hukeli get there? About a year's time. And then Dr. Almond got there in a year's time, but that's not normal. I mean, these guys are running and going really hard at it. And so it just depends on how much time you put into it. So when we look at the foundership club, there's 40 positions, and foundership is a real prized. I'm telling you, this is the gold mine here. Uh, I didn't mean to say that gold mine. But to reach the rank of gold, you have to be gold three times within 6 months. And what happens is doTERRA would give you a seat on this prize spot, and you're going to get 1/40th. So they're going to take 1% of all the cells that's done in India and break it down to these 40 positions. And gosh, in the United States, that ended up being tons of money for these people. And they decided to do a Founders 2.0 because they were making so much money that they wanted to share it to more people. And so this is something to be really excited about and really work towards. So we are very proud of these people who are on our teams and super excited to see who the next person's going to be in the Founders Club. Now,
Now, how much time is involved in building your doTERRA business? Now, you get paid for your product. So generally, like just to build, if you want to get like up to Elite and Premier, you're looking at maybe 3 to 5 hours a week. And then if you really want to supplement your income and get into there to where you're building and you're getting some use of bonus checks and stuff every month, you're going to want to work about 10 to 15 hours a week. And then if you really want to work hard and replace and multiply your income, you're going to want to work at least 15 to 30 hours per week. And so you're just going to want to, do that pipe system and really work on building your team and supporting your leaders who want to build their teams.
Yeah, and it's really incredible to think about the system that we put in place is designed to help it be easier for you so that you're not spinning your wheels, wasting time doing efforts that are not going to be moving you forward. And so we've got this duplication system that we really want to say will help your efforts be less time. And Suzanne always says consistency is most important. To be consistent day in and day out and do your phone calls and your follow-ups and things like that. And if you're really good at being consistent, then you're going to be having more of these habits and systems are going to be a lot easier. Now, I thought I needed to make my own system when we first started doing doTERRA years ago, and that was a waste of time. So don't do that. And just really follow the system. We're here to help you and guide you along to make it easier for you, and so on. So we're your support system. So your upline, the person who invited you to be here with us today, is your personal mentor. And we have, your uplines. It goes up, and we have the doTERRA's office. They have your website has an office, or excuse me, a back office online training. And so you can go in there and do training anytime you wanted to. We have these weekly Zoom calls and meetings that are going on all the time. You can start teaching these calls if you wanted to as you move up in those ranks and stuff. We really want to encourage you to become independent and run around and be able to teach these classes. And then of course you have the corporate support. We have an amazing amount of wonderful people at the corporate office in India. They're so smart and they're really nice and they're available to you. They even answer my calls. It must be like midnight for them when I'm talking to them and chatting with them. And so they're very, very much reachable and accessible. And then you will have, as you're building your team, your own team calls, like your upline team and so on, where you can have questions about anything and everything. So now, can this work for you? Now, I hope that when I shared with you the culture of doTERRA and the whole issue of the natural wellness and the global problems that we're having, do you value natural wellness? I mean, these are some questions that you really want to think about that what's happening in our world right now. And do you value that? Do you like helping people? Are you someone that likes to reach out and make a difference? And I love people. I love being with people. I love talking with people. I love getting to know people. And really, when I can help them, I know that I'm really making a difference. It just really lights me up. And if you're somebody like that, incredible. This is a place for you. And another thing I do have to say that can you follow a system? Now, not everybody can. Not everybody's coachable. Not everybody's teachable. I have sometimes people who commit to something and they end up having a vacation or something. Well, where did you go? You were going to do a class today. Can you stick to something? Can you be a person of your word? And that really does make a difference. That is part of our doTERRA culture of being a person of integrity, being a person that says what you're going to do and you follow through with that. And being an honest, good person is also something that's really important too. And we are creating that culture and creating that feeling, or I don't know what you want to say, but the way we want our teams to be in India. So, did you have
Yeah.
something you wanted to share, Larry?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, you love to share oils, and it's as simple as that. Just start sharing the oils, and as you help people, you can invite them to learn more. And it's just a simple system like that.
There's nothing more better. That's good English. Nothing more better. When you give somebody a drop of peppermint and they experience that, and the whole world opens up, you can really tell when these oils touch somebody in a different way, and that they know that there's a bigger purpose than themselves. And I want you to think about that. What is your purpose? What is your legacy? And that this is an investment in you and your family and your legacy, because this will live on beyond you. And this is something that's going to be an incredible legacy to have. And when I help somebody and I help them get out of wheelchairs or help them do just like simply stop having as many headaches as they have, it's just an amazing feeling, amazing experience. So your next steps is follow up with your mentor, give them a call, tell them thank you for joining, letting you know about today's class, and tell them you're interested in getting started. Get your account set up if you haven't done that already. Get going on the products. Like I did, I started just using the products. Again, I was not going to do the business. Get away from me, right? And oh my gosh, the products spoke to me. Seriously, the products spoke to me when I really needed them the most. And here we are today doing this full time and super excited. Now, we're having these calls every week. Now, I just noticed that this says next Monday is the business launch call. That's not true. Stay tuned. We will be giving you the different dates and times with different leaders as they put this in their schedules, but it's usually Tuesday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday, or Monday and Wednesday. So you can be sure to just be mindful of your upline to keep you abreast of when these dates and calls are. And I just want to know if there's any questions. And maybe Suzanne, if you have any, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share here. And if you have your thoughts regarding what it's like to build doTERRA.
Yeah, it's always so fun to see Becky and Larry teach because, like she said, I taught their first class in their home. And so I knew her way back when, before they really even knew very much about doTERRA. And to see how far they've come all these years to not only build this really incredible team in the US with so many people that love the products, but, like she said, they've worked in Africa and they spend so much time and effort in India. And I mean, who knew, Becky, that we would be doing this back when I came and taught that very first class? I didn't really even know Becky and Larry. I mean, it was the first time I met them. And so to think where that has come all those years ago and where you are now, and I think really, and this is really the thing I drive home to everybody, is that consistency. I see the people, and Becky and Larry are the epitome of consistency. They've been consistent. They've never, it's people that stop and start and do a little bit and quit and stop and, oh, this might be good, and stop and start. And those people are never going to be successful. You have to say, I'm committed, and you have to stay in the game and never stop. Even if it doesn't mean that you're not going to have ups and downs in your business, because you will. There are times when my business, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I've really got to do some things to re-energize things. And then other times things are going a little bit better. So there are ups and downs, but you never stop. And so that is really, really important. It's fun to see so many people on here from other teams. Like Becky said, we collaborate with lots of leaders in India. I feel like India is a really good market where people work together for the benefit of everybody. And so I've just loved building this business. I was a school teacher by profession. I was going to go back to teaching after my kids were raised, and then I started doing doTERRA, and I've never looked back. So thank you, Becky and Larry, for this beautiful presentation.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much for sharing, Suzanne. And thank you for being part of our journey. And that's, the friendships that you make when you're doing this is just, there's nothing better. It's that culture that we were talking about earlier. And does anyone have any questions? I just looking through the chat here, Suzanne. Does anybody?
No, nobody really had any questions.
Wow.
Uh, Hi, Becky. Thank you for the class. In between, I had to run out for an emergency, but most of the thing I have heard. But and thank you. Yeah, I know you're both of you are very powerful teachers, and I mean, I love your classes whenever I get to attend or even watch your classes. Thank you. I have a question. Since you are building in India, among your team or leaders, what challenge do they face the most, and how do they tackle it
That's
in
a
India, Indian market?
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful question. I would have to say that the biggest challenge that I see people is the belief in themselves. People don't believe in themselves and they are not willing to take courage and move forward. And I think that that's the biggest thing that we see with leaders. I believe in them more than they believe in themselves, right? And to like stand up and teach a class. No, I can't do that. I'm too scared. Or invite somebody. It's that kind of thing. I think that people are feeling is the biggest challenge. And we need to get out of our head. This is not about you. It's not about our own personal stuff. It is about our personal development, of course. But when I get out of my head, like you can probably tell when I'm in my head when I'm teaching a class and when I'm not in my head, and being able to be present with people and really listen to what they're doing. I think people are wanting that quick money thing right away, and they're pushing in the wrong way. But if you can lead with your heart and find your voice with your heart instead of your voice with "I want money," that is probably the most biggest struggle I see. And when I see people leading with their heart, that's when they're being successful. And I think that's super important. Don't you think, Suzanne?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's a mind game. It's like, oh man, I invited 12 people to my class and nobody showed up. I must be terrible at this. And then you walk away when in fact maybe you just want to polish up the way you invited them. And maybe it was just the wrong day that you scheduled the class. It was probably some other big event going on, or maybe the invites weren't so good, like you forgot to invite them and follow up to get them to come, or there's so many reasons, right? And so we just need to work on polishing those events or polishing each of those, uh, preparing, inviting, enrolling. Keep working on that. And the more time you do that, the better you will get at those, what works best for your voice. So when I talk to my team and I'm trying to help them find their voice, I can't teach that for them. I can't teach that voice. So being able to bridge that over for them to give themselves a chance to practice that is kind of like riding a bicycle. When you get on a bike and your first time on the bike, you fall, right? And then, or when they take the training wheels off. And then I remember when my dad was teaching me to ride a bike, he goes pedal, 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 and I'm pedaling and really hard. And then I didn't know he let go of the bike. I thought he was running behind me. And then you realize he let go, and then you catch your balance. And that's really what needs to happen is that period of time of catching your balance and then and going. So once you really get good at riding the bike, then you're running through mud puddles and going up hills and doing all these tricks, right? And so that is kind of the way that doTERRA has to work with each individual is to be able to learn your balance and to find that. I don't think people give it enough time. I don't think people give themselves enough time to learn how to get that balance. And so that is the biggest problem. I think people give up on themselves too quickly. So
Yeah,
that's
I
just
think that's true. That's there is some truth in it. Sometimes we get easily disappointed. Uh, it's the point that you like that you need to bring that belief in people, that I'm here to help rather than gaining your money. But how uh, already that kind of a belief system instilled in people's mind because other companies, easy money, all those have been happening in India for a long time. So
so what you
how
want
do
to
we
do.
break that?
Yeah, definitely. And I get what your point is. And usually I lead with that first. That's why I brought that up in this presentation, is that most other network marketing companies do lead with, I want to get rich off you, give me all your money. It's like a robbery, And in some cases it is. But we don't do that. I say this is not like other network marketing companies. I've never found a network marketing company so beautiful and so honest and so truthful. And I'm not leading and selling the business. I'm leading with helping you. and hit it head on, to say it right up front. And if you're somebody who's afraid of network marketing because maybe you've had a bad experience, would you like to share that bad experience with me so that we can break down those barriers and have them share that bad experience and sympathize with them? Oh my God, that must have been horrible. And I'm so sorry you had that. But, that is not my experience with doTERRA.
Yeah, that's true. I have My brother has joined in this call. His name is Yeshadas. He's in this call and he has been in network marketing for a long time. I mean, tried many. And so I used to hate network marketing. But actually, um, Elaine actually just she so like you said, sometimes it's you who see the talent or the skill or what the future in you. Like I heard Susan mentioning also, the first time she had the class with you. So was Elaine. She's a visionary, and she told me, the first. I mean, I wasn't even a. Uh, I think I did not even enroll at that point. She said, "You are going to be a leader in India," and I just laughed. I'm still not. I'm in the basic level. But uh, so I did not like network marketing. But doTERRA's values, the first grand opening in India, in Delhi, I attended that. And then what I have seen on the stage, that's what attracted me to doTERRA to share things. It was never about money or getting rich. So their values is what attracted me to this. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for
Yeah,
sharing,
yeah,
Alice. I just, it's so true. And that's why we talk about bringing people to convention. And that's something I didn't share with, I was going to, and I forgot. But the Calcutta convention is coming up in November. And do everything you can to incentivize, bring your friends, bring your people. They don't have to be a doTERRA member to attend convention, but get them to convention to help build that belief, help get more people around you with that belief so that that way you're lifted up and you have that love and appreciation with the culture of doTERRA around you. And there's a really good book that I love to teach people, and it's called um, What I Say When I Talk to Myself. What I say when I talk to myself. And our brain is not our friend, and being able to read that book has been a huge life-changing phenomena for so many people to be able to listen to. You wouldn't talk to me the way you talk to yourself, right? We're so hard on ourselves. And what Elaine was doing was she was putting belief in you. So put belief into your leaders and do that duplication process so that that way people like know that they're welcomed and connected. And I think that's super important.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Good to see everybody here today. Anybody else have any more questions?
So iPhone, I wish I said this, he said it would be great if any speaker could show up their faces, And so, yeah, I agree with you. I think coming on this call, it's nice, especially if you're going to ask a question. It is nice to turn on your camera. But what I said is, we know that sometimes people lose coverage if they turn on their cameras. Yeah, I don't know how to say your name, Xiaomi, but anyway, it's nice to see your beautiful face. But iPhone, I said to him as well, it would be nice if you would change your name so that we actually know who you are.
That's my
And
friend in
click,
Manipur,
yeah,
right?
yeah, click the three dots by your name and put in your name so that we know who you are. I think turning on cameras is important when you attend a class. And I think saying who you are, putting in your correct name is important, right? So thank you for mentioning that, though.
Yeah,
We can
definitely.
see your face, but we don't know your name. Anyway,
Yeah.
so great to see people here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I know if you have any more questions, please reach out to your upline. And I just want to thank you so much for joining us today. And it's so good to see everybody. And good luck with everything. And we'll go from here. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and close the call.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day or night.